I was saying this a couple of days ago, and I want to pick back up with saying it because I believe that it's super important. Because I know there are a lot of women out there whose main goal is to get married. I want to get married. I want to get married. I want to get married. But here's the thing, you're looking for the spouse to marry by all the wrong qualities. You're looking at it all wrong. And I'm here to tell you, simply because I myself was married 15 years to the wrong person. To the wrong person. And let me tell you, man, he was not the one. And I ended up being miserable. Miserable. And that's why I'm going to tell you right now, let the Lord do the leading. But you got to make sure you're right. Because if you're not right, you're going to attract wrong. You're going to accept wrong. Because you're simply looking at the outer appearance of someone and not the heart or the character of that person. And that's why I'm like, listen, I know you want to be married and everything, but I think that you're more fascinated with the wedding than the marriage. Because the wedding is just one day. The marriage is long time, okay? Long term. And you gotta not be focused so on the wedding day and all the things that go with that and totally miss what's needed in the marriage. You have to make sure that you are friends with the person that you intend to spend the rest of your life with. And I say this because, we tend to think that getting married is the end all. It's not. It's not. It's the beginning of something new. It's the beginning of a new race, a new journey. And it's not the end. But it can feel like the end if you are with the wrong person. Trust, I was in a marriage for 15 years and I was miserable. I was miserable because we weren't friends. It was very, very self-centered. Like, we weren't friends. And when you're not friends, you're going to only think of yourself. You're only going to think of yourself. And you don't care about the other person and things like that. And so that's why I'm like, let me tell you, I don't spend a lot of time talking about my how about this? I don't spend a lot of time talking about him because he is not a factor in my life anymore. I will tell you my experiences and share with you my testimony, but that's it. The Lord taught me a long time ago, you know, don't don't do that. And so that's what I do not do. I've never talked down about him to like my kids or anything like that. And I ain't gonna start now to, everybody else. Cause I don't have to. I don't have to put somebody else down and try to raise myself up and make myself look better. That is not even it. But what I'm saying is make sure that you are friends with the person that you intend to spend the rest of your life with, because that makes a humongous difference. And I realize that now simply because of what I've been through and how the marriage was not what a real marriage is supposed to be. I had the Lord and the Lord was leading me. And let me tell you, and I did absolutely everything that I possibly could to be the best wife that I possibly could be, but it still wasn't enough. That's why I say make sure that you are married to the right person and that you are friends, because if you are not and that person don't care about you, nothing you do will ever be good enough. Nothing you do will ever be good enough. And you'll keep striving and seeking and doing and doing and doing, and it will never, ever be enough. And then you'll start putting all of your self-worth in that person who don't care about you. And yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Not at all. Make sure you know who you are. Make sure you have your relationship with God right, so that you know what is required in a marriage, but also that you're not looking at things wrong and just basing your lifelong partner off of their looks, their status, their money, their job, all of those things, because that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong to view somebody that you're going to spend your life with. Because guess what? Things change. Things will not always be the same. One thing about life, change will happen. And what you may be doing when you get into the situation or the marriage, you may not end up doing 3 years from now. So make sure that you actually like the person. Like the person, like their character, like their heart, because you're going to have to live with them. You're going to have to deal with them. And if you don't like who they are, it's just going to get worse over time. And that's why I was like, man, I did not know that person when I got married. And I won't do that one again. I'm like, nope, I got to make sure that I'm friends with you, that we're friends, that we're cool, that I honestly don't want to do life without you. Because right now, listen, when the wrong person leaves your life, you rejoice. You rejoice and you are happy and you are grateful and all the above. Because listen, you don't want to spend your life miserable. You don't want to spend your marriage miserable. Because let me tell you, being miserable in a marriage is awful. I remembered waking up saying, this cannot be my life. This cannot be my life. And I know that whenever I get to that point, when I start saying, this is not my life, this is not my life, that's when I know it's time to go. It's time to go. And that's why I was like, no, 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 no. I don't want to do that one again. I want to make sure that if there's anybody that I'm going to spend my life with, I better make sure that I don't want to do life without them. And not base it off of, ooh, their looks, their status, what it is they can do and can't. Man, look, those are the wrong things to try to base a marriage off of. Make sure you like the person. And that's real.